first prong of this assault strikes at the very heart of political sovereignty itself. In Louisiana v. Calais, the Supreme Court rendered a 6-3 decision that eviscerated Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act, that cornerstone statute, which for half a century had served as the nation's most formidable bulwark against electoral dilution and the systematic diminution of minority political influence. Justice Kagan, in dissent, warned with uncharacteristic directness that the provision is now all but a dead letter. The majority's reasoning permitted states to dilute minority votes beneath the guise of partisanship, a pretext so malleable, so inherently unverifiable that it transforms racial discrimination into a mere disagreement about political strategy, an electoral disagreement, rather than a constitutional violation, where once a plaintiff could demonstrate that a redistricting plan had the effect of diminishing minority electoral influence through objective statistical measures of vote dilution, now the state need merely assert partisan intent, an assertion insulated from meaningful scrutiny by its very subjectivity. The racial gerrymanderer need no longer deny his purpose, he need only rename it. The second prong assails the pathways of academic ascent and economic advancement with equal ferocity in students for fair admissions v. Harvard. The court ruled that race-conscious admissions policies violate the 14th Amendment's Equal Protection Clause, extinguishing a principal mechanism by which historically excluded groups had gained entry to the nation's most selective institutions and the social networks, credentialing systems, and economic opportunities those institutions confer. The opinion did not only close a door, it declared the architecture of the doorway itself constitutionally illegitimate. It held that the consideration of race is one factor among many in holistic review was not only inadvisable or ineffective, but also actively unconstitutional, a holding whose logic extends by natural doctrinal progression to every domain where race-conscious remediation has operated. Hiring, contracting, lending, zoning, school assignment, the entire apparatus of affirmative action and its progeny. The third prong operates through algorithmic discrimination, the deployment of artificial intelligence in hiring, lending, housing, and criminal sentencing that reproduces racial hierarchy at machine speed, laundering discriminatory outcomes through the neutral vocabulary of risk scores and predictive analytics. These systems are trained on historical data encoding decades of discriminatory practice, arrest records that reflect not crime rates but policing intensity, credit histories that encode redlining as actuarial prudence, employment records that treat caregiving gaps as productivity deficits, the claim that they are objective because automated is a calculated deception, leveraging computational neutrality to obscure the systematic reproduction of racial hierarchy at machine speed.